What's up, Nation? Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to talk about possibilities. And within the Dallas Cowboys organization, we can go back and forth talking about missed opportunities last year. But this year, there are three guys that an article was put out, I think, by Blogging the Boys, that they went into details about possibilities of three guys that could become monsters. And I go back and I think about it and I say to myself, maybe, just maybe, you can say if certain players were used in a different factor or certain players were used in a different way. Maybe we can see some groove action with them, right? Maybe we can understand some patterns. Ain't this right, Michael? Maybe we can see something that we can utilize. So the three guys that they got out there, LVE, and I'm gonna break down LVE. Last year was like a hiccup. It was like one of those situations where he came about seeing some good stuff. We was like, man, even in training camp, we was like, man, this guy is really on that pathway. He's really on pace to doing some crazy things in a good fashion, right? And we, from his rookie year, spectacular, clogged up the passing lanes, tall, and on top of that, hidden speed, got range, and we like what we were able to see out of the wonderful LVE. Proved a lot of us wrong because a lot of us looking at it like, hey, Cowboys, won't you trade up just a little bit and get my dog Darren Trinidad James? And you know, it didn't happen that way. We got LVE. Some of us was upset. I ate my crow because I said, man, this guy proved me wrong. And it's not about me anyway, right? He showcased and he showed up and he showed out. And one thing I can tell you about you guys, about me, I'm gonna admit when I'm wrong. I'm not one of those people that say, man, I was right. I'm rooting for him to go bad, right? So LVE shocked the world his rookie year. And then, last year was one of those situations where it's a big hiccup. We can't blame him because, neck injuries, back injuries, and things like that. It's crazy. And it was a crazy freak accident that happened. Your boy, Jeff Heath, caused the accident, basically. So, neither here nor there. I think if healthy, that's the operative word, if healthy, this guy, LVE, Leighton Van Der Esch, could really shine. Show a lot of people that, man, now Jalen Smith can play more freely. And the brilliancy of the way Mike Nolan utilized his linebackers, even if you look back at the old tapes of what Saints did last year, and especially we played against them, right? And they had those boys filling in the gap, playing on the weak side, jumping over, filling out spaces, dropping the hips, flipping out, range, cover, and things like that. And on top of that, they occasionally send one. And if you really go back to George Edwards on how he was operating the defense out of Minnesota, Anthony Barr, the Kendrick kid, they were dynamic in the situation. So all of that philosophy, all of that coaching, all of that good stuff, Cowboy Nation, is with us now. And we coming to collect. Yes, yes, we just got to stay healthy, Lindsay. If we can stay healthy and if we can figure out a way to defeat this virus monster, we will be okay. We will flat out be okay. And moving over to the next dog over here. He just sitting there like, Law, what about me? Hey, you gonna talk about me, Law? You gonna talk about me? Y'all see him on the thumbnail, right? His name is Blake Jarwin. A lot of times when we look at Jason Witten, when he was on the team, for all of the years he was on the team, even the year that he wasn't on the team, we was thinking like, man, he sure is messing up on ESPN. But I'm glad he ain't out here on the field no more. Now the offense can finally spread its wings. And people fail to realize the brilliancy of the Cowboys, right? And I'm not talking bad about them, right? They came into 2018 season sitting there saying to themselves, we're going to do wide receiver by committee. We're gonna roll out the Allen Hearns, and he's a good guy. Allen Hearns was very crucial for us in 2018, especially in that Seattle's game. It's just that he got his leg all twisted up. I think that he would have been very good for us the following week because he is pretty good against blocking and everything like that. But we thought we were gonna roll out the Allen Hearns plan, the Deontay Thompson, and let Cole Beasley be your primary wide receiver. I think Terrence Williams got in trouble or something like that. He wanted to play basketball with the football and a whole bunch of stuff. It was crazy. I mean, the guy had a DUI, DUI on a, I said DUI. He had a DUI on a doggone moped, the kind that you push with your legs or something, on a bike, I believe. It was crazy. 2018 was crazy. But not only did they thought about doing wide receiver by committee, guess what? A lot of people ain't talking about this. Newsflash, right? Late newsflash. They tried to do tight end by committee. And they thought that, look, we had high hopes, right? We were looking at 2018 and said, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, right? I don't think nobody with the silver and blue was on talking about, hey, we ain't going to the playoff, right? I don't think nobody was out there saying that, right? Yeah, y'all know how to go, right? But we looked at it like we were going to do tight end by committee. We were going to do wide receiver by committee. It didn't work. But somehow, one way or another, we finally made the Joneses go into reality. We was 3-5, even with Ezekiel Elliott, one of the dynamic running backs that you can think of. 3-5. We had high hopes, but we was looking at it like, man, we against the ropes. And here's what we did. We went out and we used some draft picks, and we went and got Amari Cooper mid-season. Amari Cooper had 2 bye weeks, basically. And Amari Cooper proved that with a better quarterback situation, change of scenery, he can flourish. Shout out to you, Rue Glock, man. What you saying? The video of him crashing the scooters on. Oh man, yeah, Rue, yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. Let me see what else you guys are saying. I'm trying to reach a comment. He said Jeff Kavanaugh video saying that Aaron Rodgers to the Cowboys in 12 months. My dog, Jeff Kavanaugh. Y'all check out Jeff Kavanaugh. But I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to come here. And on top of that, Blake is going to be special. This is from White. Yeah, right. Is it Dana? Right. Really appreciate you. Here's why. I don't think that as much as people would love the ideal of things, of Aaron Rodgers coming here, and especially, it's just so crazy. What number he's going to wear first? Do you think that he's going to wear number 12 here? Come on, let's be real. Even by the number alone, right? And do you really think that the guy that put us out of all misery in 2014, then to double it back in 2016, you really think that he's going to come over here to the Dallas Cowboys and we're going to snatch that ugly 12 off of him from Green Bay land and put on the glorious, the most beautiful, the craziest thing of all, right? To give him the Captain America's number, Rodgers the Dodger. You think that you're going to give him number 12? Come on. I got Land on the Moon for sale. I really do. And I love Jeff Kavanaugh, but I got Land on the Moon. If you think that the Jones is going to let a Green Bay player come up in here and you're going to give him number 12, come on, man. That's crazy. Come on. Y'all stop the foolishness, And on top of that, and trust me, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. He is. I trust me, between him and maybe Pat Mahomes as it relates to a throwing motion, the ball coming out of the arm, exploding with delivery and things like that. It's nice. But I'm thinking And I'm thinking that Aaron Rodgers had issues with Mike McCarthy. And if Mike McCarthy is looking at this thing, he might be saying to himself, that's the last diva I want to come back up in here. You know, I can't deal with him. Look, let me open up let me open up the reality situation to everything. Y'all got me off topic from the conversation that I was trying to do. But I will say this, the reality of it. Rodgers in Green Bay land, whereas there's only one camera probably in their whole little city out there, one cameraman, right? Had all of that talk track going back and forth, drama for your mama up there with one camera. Don't you know how many cameras out here in Dallas land? And you think that Rodgers be sulking and pouting and going back and forth with the staff there? What in the world you think he would do here? Boy, this would be media heaven. If the Cowboys about drama, they would bring in Aaron Rodgers. How about that? Truth be told, and I know that a lot of people are gonna be like, Law, man, come on, man, don't do it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't you say it, Law. Don't you say it. Don't you say it. But I'm about to say it. How many meetings did Dak Prescott had with Aaron Rodgers? Is it 3? And although I think that what Dak Prescott is like 1 and 2, one can argue if you just look at the stat line, 4 meetings altogether. Appreciate your iceberg Q, but I think he's like 1 and 2 or something like that. The meetings that Dak Prescott had with Aaron Rodgers. I want people to pull up a blind resume, pull up the stats. And that's probably what I would do on my Instagram and just put up the stats side by side and say which quarterback you gonna pick. Don't put the win-loss situation. Just pull up the stats side by side. And I know stats don't tell the full story. But what Aaron Rodgers benefit from, for one, he get calls. And I don't think that all of that role reversal would be flipped over. Because when you go to the Dallas Cowboys, those favorable calls would not be favorable calls anymore. Because Jerry Wayne tried to sue, or try to take, basically, Roger Goodell's job. So you think Roger Goodell is going to give us favorable calls just because we got Aaron Rodgers? It's going to be even worse now. Oh, my goodness. We had a chance to sign Brady this offseason and let Dak walk. We didn't. And Aaron ain't coming to Dallas. It's from Rook Lock. Yeah. So it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. I know that a segment of people would love to see Aaron Rodgers in a silver and blue, but he can't wear number 12, right? I don't think that the other Roger, the Dodger, will give him the graces to wear number 12. All right, so that's up. That's back to the subject at hand. Blake Jarwin, if granted the opportunity, if given a chance, if given everything that's in front of him, here's the situation. We knew what we got out of Jason Witten. 5 yards, turn his hips. Hey, I'm there. 6 yards, maybe 7 yards, you pushing, right? 10 yards, come on. That wasn't happening last year. 12, 13 yards, that route concept. If I'm a DB, especially if I'm playing inside, I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm going to sit right here at the 5, at the 6, at the 7. I'm going to sit right there on the route. So when it comes here, I'm going to jump it. I'm going to push at his hand. Especially the Jets game. It was a 2-point conversion, or was it? Well, it could have been the touchdown situation. Jamal Adams. He just sat there, sat right on the goal line. He said, I knew what play that they was going to do. And I gave him some little physical action. They didn't call PI. Jason Witten, even in his glorious of time, right? He's old. He should get that call. they didn't even allow that call to happen, right? They just let the ball play. So let me see what we have here. I love reading your comments. It says, if Rodgers is subject to pick up heat, for sure, it will make Dak uncomfortable. and that happened, I think Dak will feel disrespected and will leave in free agency. Nah, I don't think, put it like this. Ever since we even going all the way back in the earlier days, there were some people clamoring for Danny White to come into the game, right? So some people were saying that Danny White is better than the quarterback. I'm not even gonna mention his name. I want y'all to fill in the blank. Some people was clamoring for Danny White to get in the game, right? They said that he was better, right? Moving a little bit further, when we saw Troy Aikman, there were some collective people saying, hey, we should put the other backup quarterback in. I've seen people say, hey, Rodney Pete is better than Troy Aikman. I've seen people do all of this stuff as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. There's nothing sexier. I'm going to repeat, there's nothing sexier than the backup quarterback in Dallas Cowboys land. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know. The only time that we didn't have like a backup quarterback that wasn't sexier was that little spell that we went 5-11 multiple times, and then when we had Tony Romo for his spurts. And someone can argue, and some people were saying, "Hey, John Kitna is a better leader." Some people were saying Kyle Orton, for crying out loud, is a better leader, or what have you. And when the truth and the reality came and hit everybody in the face, it was like, nah, dog. Tony Romo is the man. But you know what took for some Cowboy fans to realize that Tony Romo was the man? Injury. I kid you not, injury. That what made a lot of people realize, man, Tony Romo is the man, man. Law, I'm so tired of this Dak situation. Oh, man, trust me, I'm so tired of it. And if I know I'm tired of it, I know for sure Dak Prescott is tired of it. I know for sure. Because if I can just screenshot you guys my inbox, and I don't even play for the Cowboys, I don't even get a check from the Cowboys, I can only imagine what Dak Prescott is getting. And the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation, I kid you not, I promise you, right hand to the man, I just write Natasha, that I get more Cowboy fans that mad at Dak Prescott than the opposing thing, and the opposing team. Like when Tony Romo, when he was going through his warts or what have you, it'll be a few Cowboy fans, and it'll be tons of like other teams like 49ers and maybe the Eagles, the Steelers, and everybody used to make these memes, memes or memes, whatever, and they would say, Tony turnovers, all of this stuff, and I would defend Tony Romo to the grave almost, to the death. There's a lot of people, I just wish I was on YouTube at the time. But my brethren can tell you guys, if you ever get a chance to talk to them. But here's the situation. Dak Prescott, I think, and I know for sure that the brother want to play with the silver and blue on, with the star on the side of his helmet. And there was a deal that was supposedly been on the table. It's just that time escaped him, right? Yeah. Yes, indeed. We defend it. Tony turnovers, Dak, dink, and dunk, all of it. Natasha, yes, you're right. You're right, Natasha. You 1,000,000% right, because we we defend these quarterbacks, and we'll sit back and say, man, I bet you, they getting tired of it. And for anybody to say, well, that's just the way and the nature of being a Cowboy. That's just the price you have to pay to be a Cowboy. As heavy as the crown. But I disagree. I think that our fan base should be educated and smart enough to just root for the quarterback at hand. And regardless, the craziest thing of it all, even if Dak is gone, right? And we usher in was it Andy Dalton? If we usher him in, I'm not going to sit there and say as a Cowboys fan, he's trash, he sucked. Because even when in 2015, I was still sitting there saying, come on. I was cheering for, what's the kid name? Brandon Whedon, And on top of that, even though we only won 4 games, every single episode, let me know if I'm lying, on First Take, on Undisputed, if they was doing this thing, or whatever it was at the time, co-piece, whatever it may be. I think Undisputed was still there and First Take, whatever. They were still talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We are 4-12. They had more topics on Brandon Weeden because remember, Stephen A. Smith would say Brandon Weeden. You know, he would just elaborate and spell this man's name all the way out like he did something wrong. So they had multiple topics about that. They had multiple topics about Matthew Castle, and at the time, Greg Hardy throwing the girl on the. Look, it was so crazy. It was so crazy with the Greg Hardy that a lot of people was hitting me up saying, "Man, that Dallas Cowboys player did that girl wrong down there in Dallas." And I said, "Nah, the incident occurred. The incident occurred while he was with the Carolina Panthers. He didn't have DV. He didn't have domestic violence with the Cowboys. Now they're like, nah, it happened when he was with the Cowboys." I said, "Come on, people. Let me know if I'm wrong." Diggs is going to be great. Yeah, I think he will. Jarwin and Jordan Reed would be nice. It would be a good duo. Jordan Reed is the equivalency of a Sean Lee. I I don't think that Jordan Reed is going to come to the Cowboys. If he does, you know, shout out to him. I'll be one of the guys to do. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation film session. We'll do a whole film session. I tell everybody how he killed the Cowboys and beyond. But I don't think that he's coming to the Cowboys. So the monsters, LVE, Blake Jarwin. Blake Jarwin can run more than 5 yards. Blake Jarwin can run more than 7 yards. Blake Jarwin can run more than 10 yards. So that defensive back, that linebacker, that safety that comes deep down inside, he can't just sit. And I don't know if people understand football enough. When you can sit on a route, man, that helps out your defense so much because you can say to yourself, I know for sure that I can be at this spot on the field, and it will not compromise the defense. Shout out to your Uncle Charles. What's good with you? Law, do you think we'll make the playoff? This is Arturo. Yeah, yeah, I think that we will make the playoff if there is a season, right? I think we will make the playoff. Another thing that I wanted to say, the third monster would be the safety play. In this article, blogging the boys, they my dog Ali says Super Bowl or bust. It's every year, right? Even in 2015, it's Super Bowl or bust, right? um, he was an illusionist. You talking about Jason Witten? Come on. He was doggone a guy that was going to run 5, 6 yards, sit down, and turn around, turn his hip for the ball. You know, that's just how it goes. So, the third person on this particular situation, as it relates to a monster player, would be this guy right here. Hilarious Clinton-Dix. This is from Blogging the Boys. I believe they the one that wrote the article there. I will say this, though, Cowboy Nation. It's 50-50 with me with Ha Ha Clinton-Dix because at one end, I know he brings the experience. I know he brings in the talent level as it relates to 15 total interceptions in his career. I think that's collectively the most interception in the secondary out of all of our guys, right? And we can say, yeah, we need a ball hawk out there. But I do not want that to come with a price. I do not want that to look at it in situations like we don't put Donovan Wilson out there. And I know we are blessed with multiple free safeties, but somebody got to get their butt down there in the box. And I don't want Ha Ha Clinton-Dix to be there, right, Uncle Charles? We don't want Ha Ha Clinton-Dix inside the box. We do not want Ha Ha Clinton-Dix. And trust me, if he listens to this video, because just like Antoine Barbecue Woods in this video, say, hey, I'm gonna prove this man wrong. I love people when they when they talk down about me and stuff like that. But I do not want, let me repeat, Ha Ha Clinton-Dix down in the box. Now, I would like to see, shout out to you, Johnny, shout out to you, J Form. I would like to see Woods get some box action because we're going to see whether or not what we can do with him. What are we going to do with Woods and Anthony Get Down Brown? Will he play? Would he play primarily in the slot? Would they blitz him more often than not? So, reason why I say Ha Ha Clinton-Dix can be a monster if we can have a Roman free safety that can fly out to the ball after the front four do their duty, right? After LVE and Jalen Smith does their duty in the intermediate range, right? If we can get that one guy that can solidify that safety role, then we're in good graces, right? Iceberg says going to stop the run with the front seven, deep safety. That would be ideal, right? Man to man on the outside with the corners. Everybody else play deep inside, and you have the deep safety in the back. So that would be nice if we could set up a defense like that, aggressive, send one, have somebody falling back, multiple sides. I think that could work, flat out could work. But we have to have the crazy thing about defense. You got to have some continuity. You got to have. You got to know. You got to know. You got to have that responsibility of trust too. I think it was Brian Broadus we had on the show. He was saying a lot of players like to do hero ball type of stuff. We can't have that. We need to have integrity. We need to have discipline, lane integrity, cut back. You can't just overshoot. If you're gonna play on the fourth side, come down, field. You got to come down and field. A lot of DBs do not want to come down and field, especially when it's like third or fourth quarter. They tired of bumping up against those big boys like the tight end if the offensive lineman is pulling and things like that. But sometimes you got to sacrifice. You got to put down. You got to come down and field. Those, if you play DB, let me know. Let me know if you like to come down and field. If you like to come down and field in those spots, and if you got cutback responsibility, be disciplined. Don't try to go help the man on the other side. Trust that he will get there. But when you try to go and reverse field to help the man on the other side, the cutback now wide open. That's how we got gashed in the LA Rams game. Got gashed. I said, man, they cutting us up, man. Is OJ out there? What's going on? We can't stop the bleeding. Can the LBs clean? You see a big difference this year if the LBs keep clean. This is from a dog, Roy. My thing is, Roy, the way we got our linebackers, we play so much nickel anyway. But this new defense, I don't know what it's going to look like, to be honest with you. I don't know whether or not they love to keep three linebackers out there at a given time and then drop extra DB out there and take only two. But I don't know. I flat out know. So I flat out don't know. I don't want to lie to kick it with you. But I can say the scouting report. Shout out to you, Big Nate. The scouting report, Big Nate over here, he texted me, said, should we trade for Jair Alexander? It's not going to happen, fam. I can tell you right now. But I will say this. When we talk about our linebackers, their issues, they got to have their clean pad levels. They got to keep clean. They don't disengage well. If you look at Jalen, as soon as somebody grab him, it's over with. That's just how it goes. As soon as somebody grab LVE, get him into a certain situation, it's like his disengagement is just disaster right now. So big bodies up front, yeah. We wish that there can be a situation, but the problem is we didn't have big bodies. Now we do got big bodies. So I will say if these guys can keep a clean pad level, if they can keep clean, boy, it'll be nasty. But the issue is kryptonite when they get held, right? When they get them hands on them. All linebackers matter. Yes, indeed. Stay. Gallup is not being traded. Get it out of your head. Yeah, Gallup is not being traded. Yeah. Law, what do you think about Seattle signing Jamal Adams? I'm telling a lot of people, man. I said it, I saw it coming a mile away. I said, man, this is nothing more than an Earl Thomas 2.0. This is nothing more than an Earl Thomas 2.0. Law, what you saying, man? No, he's coming to Dallas. I said, man, it's Earl Thomas 2.0, man. I can just feel it, right? And a lot of these players, they don't love the Cowboys like that. They may say they do. But a lot of these players don't love the Cowboys like that. They love that money. They love that money because money can bring and provide you things. And a lot of times they look at the Cowboys as a place where they can use that as leverage, right? Now, Amari Cooper was one of the guys that I can say he really loved this area. He loved the Cowboys because he turned down money, right? So a lot of these people, man, it's about that paper. He goes over there to Seattle land and he said, I want to retire as Seattle Seahawks. They let me know everything. Like, dude, come on, man. Why would you? You haven't even laced them up yet. And he says, I want to retire. A Seattle Sea Chicken, basically. So let me know. I mean, the dude ain't invested in. He haven't even got the big paper yet, right? So he missed me with that. So some people were saying, it's crazy. They were saying, like, Law, he's going to go there and he's going to play for a year, plays 2 years or what have you, and he still have a chance and a possibility to come to the Cowboys. It's all about that paper, baby. And 9 times out of 10, we would get them when they old, right? We get them when they 36, 35, 34. Maybe they come over to the Cowboys land then. Be like, nah, we don't want you now. You long in the tooth. That's how I feel about Jamal Adams. I think that the Seattle Seahawks got a great guy though. Physical safety that can play around the box, got range, what have you. Depending on how they're going to use him, I want people to understand and realize he's no Earl Thomas now. I want people to realize he's no Earl Thomas. No matter how you can turn on film, you can rewind film, you can look at all of the tapes and say, well, they played him in this position. He's no Earl Thomas, right? So I want y'all to put that out of your mental. But he is a Jamal Adams, basically. And he's no Cam Chancellor either. So we will see what he's going to do week 3, right? I can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see him. Ooh, he going to have his hands full, baby. Right? He going to have his, hands. Look, think about this. Even if you put him inside, right? Even if you put him inside, he got to face Darian Lamb. Okay, he's going to blitz. Okay, that's okay. I think that you can kick Ezekiel Elliott, to his side where he blitzing at. I think he can stonewall him a little bit. And on top of that, the way this thing all works out, when he was playing with the Jets, right, when we played against us, he blitzed several times. Hell, they rotated and they flexed because they knew Jason Witten was going to sit on the 6 and the 7 yard line anyway, right? 6, 7 yards from the LOS. So it wasn't really no compromising situation. You blitz him now. I can literally send Jarwin. I'm about to say Witten, but I can literally send Jarwin on a seam go. Blitz him if you want to. That's what I'll read it. I will make Jarwin the hot read every time. Every time I'm seeing Jamal Adams climbing inside the box, and if it's on his side, especially if it's on his side, I'm just gonna audible. I'm gonna just tell Jarwin, just run it straight up the seam. Because they're going to roll coverage Amari Cooper's way. Amari Cooper's still going to count for 2. And if they do try to play one-on-one on everybody, come on now. Look, Gallup alone will eat up a second and third string DB. That's just the reality of it. We've seen multiple times Gallup eating off of a second and third string DB. We've seen that even if you want to say, yeah, Amari Cooper, he don't do this, he don't do that, Law, he's not the only reason why Gilmore caught the interception on Amari Cooper because he ran the exact same route earlier that game. And he said, man, if this is their route concepts, this is what I'm going to do. If this is his release off the line, then I know what he's trying to do. I understand that if he lines up in this side of the field, on this side of the hash, I know what he's going to run anyway. The Dallas Cowboys didn't change up their plays. And what the hell, they passing in the monsoon anyway, right? That's a story of a different day. Law, how many yards Ezekiel Elliott will have this season? This is from Arturo. A good yardage for Ezekiel Elliott is believe it or not, because we have Tony Pollard. I think that we no longer need Ezekiel Elliott to run 16. I don't think we need Ezekiel Elliott to get that DeMarco Murray 1,800 yards. We don't need that. A good number of yards for Ezekiel Elliott is right at 1,100. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail. I say, nah, Law, he need more than that. I think anywhere from 11 to maybe 12 would be kind of pushing it, but 11 would be right at the cusp. Think about this. We do got Skip Pete. We do have Skip. Shout out to my dog Jay, Jay Form. He gonna regulate now. Y'all pay attention to Jay. My thing is right here. I think Skip Pete, he was one of the guys that have Charlie Gardner and Tyrone Wheatley to both get 1,000 yards. Y'all remember him? That's way back into the Raiders land. And I think that he utilized both of those guys pretty well. And the craziest thing during that time frame, those were the Raiders' only weapon. I think they still had Tim Brown at the time. I could be wrong. I think they had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice. I could be wrong, but he still was able to get both of those boys 1,000 yards. Now, is Tony Pollard going to get 1,000 yards in this particular offense? Nah, I don't think so. But a good number for Tony P would be probably 600 yards, 500 yards, and if he can get 400 yards in receiving, that would be crazy numbers, right? That means their utilization would be nice, man. Oh, that utilization would be nice, man, if we can get that. But I'm looking at this team, and outside of offensive lineman play, and I think that Joe, the offensive line coach, Joe, what's his last name? Y'all help me out, because I don't want to say his name wrong. Joe P. Is it Phil Ben or Five Ben or Phil Ben? Something like that, right? Joe, I think that his experience alone should help out the offensive line with their warts, if they're going to have any. But outside of that, Cowboy Nation, outside of that, we okay on the tight end situation, because we got a Blake Jarwin, we got a Blake Bell, and we got somebody else there. I think that he's going to step up. Or we got the what's the running back name? Jamal Olawale, who can play H-back duties, what have you. Neither here nor there. I think we're solid on wide receivers, right? We got so many weapons that we really don't need. We really don't need Tony Pollard to get that many yardage. But if he does, it's an extra for us, right? Stay at home. Stay at home, ain't this right? So we looking okay, Cowboy Nation. We are. So the monsters for this particular situation, the topic at hand, would be LVE. Iceberg says, no, Iceberg, come on, man. Bear with me on Jameis Olawale. Come on. I just think that his utilization was terrible, right? And then, let me see, how can I put this? Because it's hard to really make justification for Jameis Olawale. But every now and then, you would see if a kicker, and I gotta give it like this. Let's say a kicker go down or something like that. You would see the backup kicker warming up. Or this is a better situation. You see quarterbacks go down all the time, right? You see the backup quarterback just throwing the ball, getting loose, getting ready, right? Now, the thing is, with the Dallas Cowboys, they got a Jameis Olawale. If you go look up his Raiders tape, totally different with how the Raiders use him, right? But they had Jameis Olawale, and it would be like the third quarter, some random drive, and they say, oh, put in Jameis Olawale. Put in number 49. I think that's the number. Put in number 49, and it'd just be so random. And the kid just be ice cold, not even warmed up. And then, of course, preparation is everything that could be on his part of it. But they just throw him out there. I think it was the Minnesota game last year. They say, okay, hey, scrap Tony Pollard. Throw Jameis out there. They throw Jermaine's out there. He's running one route, and he's not even looking for the ball. So I'm thinking that you got to figure out a way for a fullback to ease him in. And what I'm saying is, Cowboy Nation, is the way they threw him out there. Normally, in a drive or a series or a down, at least you will have him out there blocking. At least you will go with a running back in a fullback set, I formation, do something like that. But they didn't even have that guy in the game at all. They just said, okay, Jameis, come on, you ready? You know, he like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, you guys didn't even give me time to even block somebody, hit somebody. So it's third quarter. It's my first snap, and you threw on me the ball. But I do know that these guys are multimillionaires, so he should be ready. But that's my only thing. Let's see what he's going to do under this system before we cast him out, right? and a good case in point, don't crucify me, Cowboy Nation. But we saw the exact same thing. We saw the exact same thing with Tony Pollard in the Eagles game, the game that we lost. They gave this brother no snaps until we got into the red zone, money zone, green zone. And Ezekiel Elliott tapped out of the game, you know. And it was like, okay, this is his first snap almost for Tony Pollard. The first thing he did is fumble liar. I'm talking about, man, it would go good with some shrimps and all that other stuff that you put on some gumbo. So he fumbled the ball because he was cold. He wasn't ready. You know, how Kevin Hart said, I wasn't ready. You know, I wasn't ready. He was not ready. You got to ease these running backs in. Have any of you guys played running back? You don't feel good until you get hit one good time. Y'all know how that goes. Come on. Got to get hit a few times. Then you spring up and say, yeah, I'm ready to play now, coach. Law, what's your prediction for the Dallas Cowboys season? Win or lose? It's from Arturo. 11-5. Last season was the whole team wasn't ready because of Gary. This is from Iceberg Q. It's a combination of a lot of things, but yeah, you can put a lot of it on Garrett, though. Yeah. Zeke got to stop tapping out. He was a workhorse. Cowboys abroad, really appreciate you. Yeah, he'll tap out. The really game, the one tap out that pissed me off the most was the Buffalo Bills game. I'm talking about, boom, he busted open, right? I'm talking about he's running. It's nothing but space and opportunity. And we know, me, Jay Form, and a lot of other guys know that if that was 2016 Ezekiel, even if it was 2017 Ezekiel, his big head would have been hitting the goalpost. But he got gassed. He got hawked. Somebody got him, you know, and he tapped out. That drive ended on that particular series because he didn't get back into the game. He didn't get back into the game. And the coaching staff, I was yelling at the TV screen at the time. I said, hey, call timeout. Call timeout. Don't save them. Look, this coaching staff will save all of the timeouts like this. Precious, like the Lord of the Rings. Oh, it's precious, you know. Call timeout, give your running back a breather, and put his butt back out there. But that was the game that I was really mad and upset. And even the Eagles game, when he tapped out too, I was kind of upset because I said, hey, call timeout. You're in the red zone. You got one of the most efficient guys out there in the red zone opportunity, and that's Ezekiel Elliott on this team. So let's keep him out there on the field. Positive things happen when he's out there on the field in the red zone. But they didn't call timeout. They put the young Tony Pollard in there who didn't have a lot of snaps in. Those old Tecmo Bowl sound effects there. Cool thumbnail, Law. This is from Jeff. Really appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you for tuning in. The third person should have been Ha Ha Clinton-Dix, but I couldn't figure out how to fit all of that in from a phone. We have lost games, 2 or 3. Yeah, I feel you on that. What else we got, Cowboy Nation? I'm just going to try to do all this Q&A. Cool says, our defense has to go. Stop the opposing from scoring. That's the name of the game. Got to stop them, pin them down, put them down, keep them down. That's what I say. and be aggressive, fight for the ball, claw for the ball, punch the ball out, get the ball back to your offense. McCarthy is going to be free. Yeah, he's going to free this team. This is my dog Jay. He said this is why the Titans was ranked #1 in red zone. King Henry ran it all up the gut. Yeah, King, yeah. They were showing on NFL Network, Channel 212, if you got like that direct TV stuff, and AT&T, and it was the game, the Titans versus, I think it was the Ravens game, and they really put a number on Lamar. They did, and the run attack against that prominent front, was nasty. I'm talking about guys getting out, kicking out, putting their hands on the opposition, and just shaking and shifting and moving them around, just moving around, just like this I'm doing on the phone. That's how they had those boys, and they move them off that ball. And Henry was like another offensive lineman coming straight downhill, no wiggle, just straight. And then he knows how to get separation with that long extension of the stiff arm. And I said, man, that's a recipe. That's a good way to run it. And I was thinking, like, if the coach and staff had they stuff together, we could have utilized Bo Scarborough in the same fashion, but we got rid of Bo. And for a small spurt, not a big one, a small spurt, when we played against Detroit last year, we saw some of Bo. I was sitting there like, oh, he's downhill running. He's running right at us, but he just couldn't, they couldn't keep that momentum going because they got cute. Remember, they put the other running back in when they got into the red zone and he fumbled or something like that and the momentum went away. But I would say a downhill runner, some people make that business decision on making tackles. And when you watch like the top 100s, I think Landon Collins, Ezekiel Elliott, he said, man, I really don't want to tackle Ezekiel. And we saw the transformation of Ezekiel. Ezekiel had never been that guy that was going to steamroll over people when he was first at Ohio State. He was more of a, hey, I'm going to hit this hole, bounce to the outside, capture the edge, and use my speed to win. Now Ezekiel Elliott is kind of like having that mentality, I'm going to bowl you over, run you over, which is not a great one to have, by the way. As much as we love Emmitt Smith will run 15 yards and he'll dart out of bounds. He'll run a 7-yard play and get his butt out of bounds. Emmitt Smith didn't get a lot of no big hits. And Emmitt Smith was smart enough to use that stiff arm, just like with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the Emmitt Smith in a taller version, basically. DJ Cobb, what's up, man? Really appreciate you. This is from J Farm, okay? Yeah, I hear you. 817 Manny, what's good with you, fam? Shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Who else we have here? Really appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this thing. We just talking now. We just talking now, baby. Ain't nothing else to do on what today is? Friday? Ain't nothing else to do, right? David, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to give you guys some talk action on football, Yeah, football action, talk action. Yeah, and I'm gonna do a short form video, like once the video is over with, and we're gonna talk about this $5.5 billion team. With the Cowboys, Pat, this is from my dog, Randy. He says, thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. He says, will Cowboys pass more on first downs than run this season? Now, there's a stat out there, analytical stat, by the way, that teams have the propensity to get the first down quicker if they pass on first down. That's just the stat line. I think that the element of surprise will always be the situation. I think that the way this team is structured, and on my Instagram page, and this is not me throwing any hate, any salt at Tony Romo, but on my Instagram page, I downloaded the 2013, if you follow my Patreon, you can see it too, the 2013 Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. Here's why I uploaded that game. It's only 30 minutes. It cut out all of the commercials and everything, right? I wanted to see how how Coach Mike McCarthy coaches when in crisis, right? When he didn't have his number one quarterback, when he didn't have Aaron Rodgers, when he was facing a team that was high power with offense. Because 2013 Cowboys, we were still high power with offense. We had a Dez Bryant, we had a younger Jason Witten, we had a young Terrence Williams. I meant to say, we even had DeMarcus Ware on the defensive side of the ball, and we had a DeMarco Murray. We jumped up 26-3 or something like that, but the reason why I uploaded the game was not to make fun of our beloved Cowboys or not to make fun of Tony Romo, but I wanted to see how that coaching staff was able to win with Matt Flynn, for crying out loud. And it was structured football. They ran the hell out of the rock with what's the big guy with the legs, what have you, the fat legs guy. What's his name? Y'all help me out. Is it Lacey? They ran the ball with him. They utilized play action. Yeah, Lacey, really appreciate you, Jay. So they utilized Eddie Lacy. They utilized short dump passes with Matt Flynn, and the deeper balls in that particular game came from play action. Cowboys were so ready to stop the run because Eddie Lacy was gashing them that they started to get out of the I guess respectives of keeping the two safeties deep. They brought in an extra safety down in the box. And this guy, Matt Flynn, he was like, okay, I'm coming back. And they had some crucial turnovers too. The defense were able to get crafty with the ball. I think the guy name is Shield. No. What's his name? Damn, his name at the tip of my tongue. He was catching some interceptions, man. He caught, I think, 2 interceptions. I think his name is Terrell. It could have been Shield. I forgot his name. I think it was Sam Shields, though. And he was able to pick off Tony Romo twice. Yeah. They called one back. It was really 3, but they called one back. But I wanted to see how Mike McCarthy coaches when crisis management is going around, right? When everybody is jumping off the Titanic, when the ship is sinking. And that's where you learn most, man. You learn more from your failures than your success. It was Sam Shields. I think it was Sam Shields. I'm going to go back and watch the game again. He wore number 38, I believe. He picked out Tony Romo. I'm talking about it. I mean, we had a chance at the end, and the ball was like right at the ground, and he was like, get over here. The ball belongs to me. And I love the fact that the kid was able to take that chance and jump back on that ball like that. It was crazy. But I'll see whether or not it was Sam Shields. I think it was somebody else though. Y'all help me out, man. Y'all go back and watch that game. I think his name started with a T though. Gary was too conservative and cost us the game. Johnny, I think that the situation was that he became less conservative because they kept throwing the ball, kept throwing the ball in the fourth quarter. Like, dog, you up? You just run the timeout. You got DeMarco Murray, for crying out loud. Run the rock. That's a story of a different day. But the coaching staff was able to make a comeback. It wasn't nothing that Matt Flynn was doing spectacular. And all I could think about was like, if we can win some of those grittish games. Yeah, it was Tremont Williams. Yes, 215. Really appreciate you. I said it wasn't Sam Shields. It was Tremont Williams. Appreciate you a football scholar and a novelist of the game. I said, man, it wasn't Shields, but it was Tremont. He made a name for himself that game. Tremont Williams, man. I mean, I couldn't get the name out, but Tremont Williams or Tremaine or Tremont, he literally won that game for the Green Bay Packers too. I mean, those 2 interceptions, really 3. Man, they moved him to safety. Yeah, I bet you they moved him to safety because the guy got great anticipation. I don't know if he had the greatest range in the world. He's still on the Green Bay? What number he was? Is it 38? Or was it 39? I think it was an 8. It was a 38. I think it was 38 that he wore. Tremont Williams. Could be 31, but I think it was 38. But you guys got me thinking about about those damn interceptions, boy. But neither here nor there. I love the DB play. I love the coaching philosophy on how they was able to win and the way they utilize clock management and things like that. It was just crazy. I think it was 38. Okay, Rue, appreciate you. The game is actually up on my Instagram, and I figure out ways to upload videos to my Instagram. It's pretty good though, but watch it for historical data, watch it for historical reference so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Whereas coaching plays a major role. And I want to tell people this, those games that you win, not by 50 points, not by 30, but those close games that you could rally behind, you could sit there and say to your contemporaries, hey, we was down in the foxhole. You know more, you learn more from those games, even when you lose some of those games. It's not all about the win sometimes, but if it's early in the season and you lose some of those games, well, one of those games, not some of them, but it's the nature on how, not like the way we lost against the Saints last year. Because I think that game was just so crazy in the sense you can't really rally behind, right? But it's those games that sometimes when you, even if you were to win that Saints game by the kick field goal or something like that, maybe the players can look at it and say, okay, we on to something. But people, I'm gonna tell you guys, people learn more from their failures than their success. There's people that have pickup techniques from when the girl told them, oh, hell no, boy, you need a breath mint. Or when the girl said, hey, your hairline is jacked up. People will learn more from their failures than their success, right? That's crazy, huh? 817. And you sit back and say to yourself, those people with drive, like somebody who flunked in the second grade or the third grade or got held back in kindergarten or something like that, they figure out ways, huh? Shout out to you. Stay at home. Law, what games are must win for us this year? All of the division games. And just right, Karen, really appreciate you. So hyped for the season. Praying it happen. How you doing? I'm doing fine like wine, Karen. And then the question was, what game should we win? This should be our mindset. Win the division. Get you a home playoff game. Consistently find ways to be consistent. Playoff, win your division. That should be your number one goal. Dominate your division. Stump out your division. Don't give them any breath of hope. Don't give them any inch. If you up by 12, you continue to push the needle. You continue to, okay, how can I get up by 22? Even if you up by 22, how can I get up by 32? You do not let your foot off the gas, especially with those within the confines of your division. That's number one uno. That's the number one goal. Secondly, the second goal would be, believe it or not, is to stay healthy. That's the second goal. The second goal is to stay. Somebody can argue and say stay healthy should be the number one goal, but that's the second goal in my world. These players got to stay healthy. They can't do any foolish stuff. Don't keep your quarterback out there for the last play of the freaking game because you want to get a certain record when you already blew the top off and you're up by 32 points, right? Don't keep him out there. Play smart. Don't play frantically either. Don't play with half of the speed. Play smart. Do not under. Here's been a situation with our Cowboys. Here's been a situation. And you guys can probably let me know if I'm lying, but you guys can literally count on one hand within the last 13 years the games that we got blown out on, right? You can probably count on one hand because this is why. We play down to the level of our competition and we play up to the level of our competition. You probably can count, since Jason Garrett been the head coach, how many games we got blown out on. Because every time we'll play a team that we supposed to beat, we'll play down to their level of competition. And every time it'd be a team that walk in like a juggernaut of a team. I think it was like the '09 Saints or whoever it may be. Or it was, I think, the undefeated Indianapolis Colts one year. And all of a sudden, we like, man, we going toe-to-toe with Peyton Manning during that time frame. Or we go toe-to-toe with Drew Brees. I think that curse needs to be gone. Let me repeat, that curse needs to be gone. And another case in point for this right here would be the New England Patriots. Like, they will play the Miami Dolphins, and a lot of people you hear the pundits say, "Hey, that's just crazy. It's 52-6." You know, hey, it's 52-6, and they running crazy through them. They running up the score. You know who? No, you know who? Bill Belichick got that from? He got that from Jimmy. Jimmy used to just run up the score because what I want to do to you is science. Is that I want to make sure in your mind that when you come out here to play the Dallas Cowboys and it's in Texas Stadium or Arlington Stadium, however you want to call it, that you're going to lose. It's just like it's impossible to win in Dallas because the fans are rowdy. The team is so on point. They know all of your plays before you even think about doing them. It seems like they're in your head. I want some of that mental action, and that's only can occur through coaching, preparation, and when you leave a taste in people's mouths and not letting up. It's like, man, that punch is so hard that it knocks me out every time. I don't have a chance. And that is how Bill Belichick ruled his particular division. It seems like he will always play chess while they playing checkers, you know, and that's what he would do. It'll be a situation where most coaches will look at it and say, "Well, we up by 3 touchdowns. You know, let's lax up off of them." No, they up by 3 touchdowns. You see Tom Brady just still going at the next. So, not saying that we have that type of luxury against the Giants, the Eagles, and the Washington football team, whatever they're going by for this year. But we need to establish that. And how you establish that is never letting up. Right, where's the tape of that coaching? Here's my dog Jay Foreman saying, uh, Peterman says coaching. Jay Foreman said, man, watching old vids of Jimmy was like, where is that type of coaching? You think Pollard need to bulk up? No. No, some more time. Here's why. Y'all remember, was it what's the guy that looks like Dave Chappelle? His last name was Jones. Was it Felix Jones? Y'all remember Felix Jones? Like a buff Dave Chappelle. Now Dave Chappelle is buff. You know, it's crazy. But Felix Jones, y'all remember one year, Felix Jones, he was just like, man, it's nice. He's bouncing in, cutting up. He's running a 4-3. Doors just doing everything. Got the combination. Jones, you have Tashard Choice, you have Barbarian, the Marion the Barbarian. And then he said, you know what? This off season, I'm gonna bulk up. I'm gonna get me like 5 to 10 pounds of pure muscle. It sounded good. Everybody like, yeah, he need to bulk up. And he got out there, and we was like, number 28 looked boxy a little bit. He looked like he could play a little linebacker a little bit, you know, strong safety a little bit. He still had some of the speed, but he lost his quickness. He lost his dexterity, if I can say that, right? And we didn't see the same Felix Jones with that good burst, you know, that good spurt, that good, that type of sound effect. But he would still run a little bit, but we were like, it ain't the same. So I don't like that aspect of these running backs bulking up. When we see a little bit of it and we taste a little of it from Ezekiel Elliott, he bulked up so he can endure. Shout out to you, stay at home, ride a cowboy. Yes, indeed. Let's move, take off. Yeah, Felix Jones came out of Bama. Got him. out of Arkansas mixed up. Yeah. Felix Jones came out of Arkansas. Not Bama though, but yeah, I feel what you're saying. Shout out to you, Jurata. Yeah, that was crazy, man. So I don't like players bulking up. I like for them to stay their, elusive selves, and I think that would be the best way for Tony Pollard. Just stay, elusive, get skinny, get small. He still run with power. He runs kind of tall and upright a little bit, but I still I like that aspect. But if he come out bulky, I'm like, oh Lord, there you go. There you go. Boy ain't gonna be in the league for long if he come out there all bulky and crap. Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is all the time that I can bear for right now. Maybe do something tomorrow. If you guys new to this page, new to this channel, hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune into Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. I talk to you guys straight with no commercial. And we don't like the Cowboys. We love the Cowboys, right? There may be a video that I'm going to upload. It's going to be late or what have you, but I figure I might as well upload it. It's going to be me talking about the $5.5 billion, I guess, revenue or team earnings. It's going to be uploaded. And what else I'm going to do tonight since I got all of this energy? I'm going to do, I'm also talking about the wide receivers. That Stephen Jones got a hush. I'm like, we love Steve. We love Steve. We love Charlotte. We love Jerry Jr., and we love all of them, and we love Jerry Wayne. So if Jerry Wayne Jones, it should be Jerry Wayne Jones, the senior, right? So if it's Jerry Jr., so his middle name is Jerry Wayne. So Jerry Wayne Jr., we love him too, right? But we just wish they could hush. We want to hit these teams by surprise, right? I want people to not know that CD is working out with Dak Prescott in the confines of their private golf type of community, wherever he's at, right? We want to see this thing just hit people by surprise. So somebody reach out to Steven and say, hey, hush, man. Hush. Be quiet. Let the secrets, don't let the secret sauce out, Let this thing sneak on in there, right? That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Oh, tonight I might be doing some gaming on Law Nations 2.0. Y'all check that out. I gotta go. Salute. Peace.